Okay, people, it looks like the unthinkable has happened, okay? We have just got the latest major milestone in the Kendrick versus Drake beef. We all remember what happened last summer, at least I think it was last summer, right? Has it been that long? Drake and Kendrick had this insane beef, okay? And at one point, Drake was really dunking on Kendrick, talking about drop, drop, drop. But Kendrick did drop, and we eventually got Not Like Us, and he had the whole world singing about how Drake allegedly likes A minors. Okay, it was absolutely crazy. Drake went pretty silent. He didn't truly ever clap back. He's had little, little things here and there. This What Did I Miss track it wasn't really a clap back, but it was almost him getting back on his smoke. But we never really got a full-length response from Drake. Okay, what we ended up getting was a lawsuit, right? He ended up suing UMG, not Kendrick, UMG. This was the original lawsuit. Drake lawsuit claimed his label pushed Not Like Us to defame him, okay? The feud between Kendrick and Drake sets new precedents in the world of rap beef. Drake filed a lawsuit against his parent label, UMG, accusing the conglomerate of promoting a song that put his life and livelihood in immediate danger. Okay, the lawsuit had a whole bunch of stuff. He said that song, all right, had caused his life to fall apart. 3 attempted home invasions at his residence last spring, one involving the shooting of his security, months of online hate. Drake alleged in the petition that these break-ins and the broader vitriol he was experiencing were a direct result of UMG's release of Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, the diss that targeted Drake. Drake basically said, I'm taking my ball and going home. I'm suing you. This rap beef thing's not really working out for me. But today the news has dropped. It is very, very bad for Drake. A judge has officially tossed out Drake's defamation lawsuit against the label over the Not Like Us song, okay? The defamation lawsuit that Drake brought against UMG was tossed out Thursday by a federal judge who said that the lyrics in Kendrick's diss track, Not Like Us, were his opinion. This is a bad look for Drake. All right, this has got all basically the backstory. The feud between the hip-hop's biggest stars erupted in the spring of 2024. They traded vitriolic tracks back and forth, culminating in Lamar landing the metaphorical killing blow, and that's what it was, honestly, with the mega hit in May, okay? While the track's lyrics explicitly branded Drake as a PDF. It's crazy. The judge said a responsible listener could not have concluded that Not Like Us was conveying objective facts about Drizzy Drake. Although the accusation that the plaintiff is a PDF is certainly a serious one, the broader context of a heated rap battle with incendiary language and offensive accusations held by both participants would not incline the reasonable listener to believe that Not Like Us imparts verifiable facts about the plaintiff. After the decision, Drake's legal team said in a statement that they intend to appeal today's ruling and they look forward to the Court of Appeals reviewing it. The judge even said Not Like Us was a banger, saying that it had a catchy beat and a propulsive bass line. They pointed out here that it was one of 2024's biggest songs. It won Record of the Year and Song of the Year at the Grammys and made the Super Bowl halftime show the most watched ever. It helped to make it. It's interesting they're even pointing that out. They can say that now because everyone was distancing themselves from this song. When the Super Bowl was going on, they said we don't want no parts of this lawsuit, but really it all worked out in the end for Kendrick. And UMG clapped back too, okay? They denied any allegations of defamation, and they said from the outset this suit was an affront to all artists and their creative expression and should never have seen the light of day, it said in a statement. We're pleased with the court's dismissal and look forward to continuing our work to successfully promote Drake's music and invest in his career. I don't know how that's going to work out. In the suit, Drake also blamed the track for attempted break-ins and the shooting of a security guard in his Toronto home. Okay, he talked about how the mansion, his home, the embassy, was depicted in an aerial photo on the song's cover art with what Vargas described as an overlay of more than a dozen S-offender markers, which she said was obviously exaggerated and doctored. Man, that was a pretty genius cover art. It says, no reasonable person would view the image and believe that, in fact, law enforcement had designated 13 residents in Drake's homes as S-offenders, man. Recapping perhaps the most infamous battle in the genre's history, the judge noted that prior to Not Like Us, Drake had mocked Kendrick Lamar's height and shoe size and questioned his success in an April 2024 track called Push-Ups, while Lamar insulted Drake's fashion sense that same month in Euphoria. The judge would say from there, the insults escalated, becoming vicious and personal. The judge said she considered the forum in which the insults occurred and included the average listener does not think that a diss track is the product of a thoughtful or disinterested investigation, conveying to the public fact-checked, verifiable content. Okay, look, if I made a whole video about how Drake was a PDF, maybe it would be a different story and I might be in a lot of trouble. The judge wrote that Not Like Us was replete with profanity, trash-talking, threats of violence, figurative and hyperbolic language, all of which are the indicia interesting language, of opinion. A reasonable listener would conclude that Lamar is rapping hyperbolic vituperations. Man, the judge really threw the whole dictionary at Drake. That is crazy. So it's not a Trap More Ross video without some Reddit comments, man, and they are having absolute meltdown over at r/Drizzy right now, okay? They're saying legal action is the worst thing he could have done post-beef. He should have tripled down on the next album, okay? They're saying he's going to hear about this for the rest of his life. You sued and lost, blah, 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 blah. It's a bad look. Ain't no sympathy here. This is hilarious. This is Drake's own subreddit, okay? They're tearing him to shreds. Wait, so the lawsuit amounted to nothing? Yeah, he can appeal, but if it isn't accepted to review, then it is over with, okay? Damn, that's a rough look. Saw this coming from the start. UMG is too big. Artists never win. Even if it wasn't UMG, do you truly think this case had a chance? Incredibly flimsy from the jump. Bro is going to get clowned to hell over this. Somebody's saying, I hope y'all take this as a lesson as stop believing bloggers on legal matters because they're only telling you what you want to hear, okay? This was the expected result for me ever since it was announced. I said he was going to lose this BS lawsuit and got downvoted 200 times. I recommend y'all carry on with your life. Even if Drake won the lawsuit, realistically, no one in the real world cares. Drake not losing or gaining streams based on the outcome. His career is not over or further prospering as a result either. At most, this lawsuit caused things to settle down for a bit and return to the status quo. Oh, so it's over. They're saying he should sue the judge next. They're clutching at straws, man. The r/Drizzy subreddit is eating him alive, man. So many non-Drizzy fans in here. I don't know if that's true, man. Even Drake fans can't be saying that this is a good look. And the reaction's the same over in the very anti-Drake conspiracy subreddit, Dark Kenny. They're just saying, bro spent all that bread for nothing. They're laughing. They're saying, thank God the judge had common sense. The judge even pointed out in the case, in the ruling, okay, in reference to the tailor-made freestyle where Drake basically dissed Kendrick Lamar and challenged him to make the PDF accusations, okay, using the artificially generated voice of deceased rapper Tupac. Drake would goad Lamar and it would be this bar. It says, talk about him liking young girls. That's a gift from me. Heard it on the Joe Budden podcast. It's got to be true. And then it says, in this context in which such lyrics like, say Drake, I hear you like him young from the recording must be assessed. The similarity in the wording suggests strongly this line is a direct callback to Drake's lyrics. In the prior song, he said, heard it. And he said, I hear you like him. Yeah, that word just saved somebody a couple $1 billion, likely. Some people in Dark Kenny are disappointed they wanted the info. It says, this is bittersweet news. On one hand, a lawsuit after a rap battle is a bitch move. On the other hand, there's a lot of information that could have come out as a result of it if the case proceeded. According to Hot New Hip Hop, Drake is now getting ruthlessly clowned by social media users after this lawsuit gets dismissed. People are posting Kendrick memes, laughing at Drake for losing his suit. A lot of people just laughing and smiling in Drake's face right now, man. They're laughing. They're going crazy. They're saying that Kendrick Lamar done came back from the grave to say Drake. He's going to say it again. They put him on Michael Jackson from Thriller, man. He really in for a thriller right now. They're saying this dude really sued after getting destroyed in a diss song and lost. He lost the lawsuit as well. It's so embarrassing. This is such a bad look for Drake. Okay, people are reacting to the fact that his lawyers are saying that they're going to file an appeal, but people, I don't know if that appeal's really going nowhere. A spokesperson for Drake released the following statements regarding the ruling. We intend to appeal. I already read that earlier, but they look forward to the Court of Appeals reviewing it, and I also look forward to the Court of Appeals reviewing it. Okay, people saying, I'm personally against this, not because I don't think he should, but because it's been so long. We all just want new music and narratives. So over this, okay? And here's the problem. Everybody was saying Drake is going to drop an album in October, and it's now October. We're, what, a third of the way through October? Like, basically a third of the way through. We're going to need some music, okay? That lawsuit didn't go anywhere. So now it's time for you to clap back. And I did a previous video on Central C and all about how Drake and Central C's song didn't really do what it was really kind of supposed to do in the end. Sorry, you know, it just is what it is. 23 on the charts. You know, we were expecting a little bit more from Drake. Drake needs to pop out with something. He needs to pop out with a hard, aggressive diss song. Him and Central C, they could have jumped on that little song where Central C's kind of dissing me from the Iceman 2. Drake should have thrown a verse on there and just gone at Kendrick Lamar, man. That would have been different. Okay, that would have hit differently. We need to see the album, man. It's October. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for this album, man. It's October. October's very own. So look, Drake's going to need to clap back. He has now got a mountain to climb. This is an even worse look for him. It was already bad. Like, the fact that you were even suing this guy, like, for you to go through, I mean, people are saying it's snitching. I don't think it's snitching. Putting someone through a civil lawsuit isn't really snitching, but to do all of that, to put your neck on the line and lose, man, this is a serious L. So look, we're going to keep track of this. We're going to see how Drake's appeal goes, but I'm really waiting for this Iceman album to drop. I need it this year. I need it this month. Okay, it's been a long day. I will catch you in the next video. I'll keep you guys informed when Drake's album drops. We'll definitely be doing a full breakdown here. Appreciate you tapping in. Catch you in the next one. I'm out. Peace.